Welcome back, everyone. It's lunchtime for a lot of our volunteers here, and we want to say thank you to our wonderful volunteers, to Nathan Benderson Park and helping us facilitate everything. Thank you, Sarah. Just to give you guys a quick update, what is happening right now, we are just turning over the races now to the third type of racing we're doing today, and that is the 1K race. The 1K race basically is a chase race where 8 boats will line up. With the chase race, there's 3 heats. First is Division C, where boats 1 through 8 will line up on the finish line. They're going to head southbound. They will then turn left at the 250-meter mark. As they make a left turn, they have to go around a green, orange, green buoy, come straight back northbound, make a second turn where there's three greens. They make a turn, and then they'll head back down. That'll be now 750 meters, and they finish around the last turn, third turn, and to the finish line. That is a 1K race. The whole idea of a 1K race is you chase down your opponents. We generally have put the slowest teams first and the fastest team last. And there's a 15-second interval between each boat. We track them down and we reel them in. And when we reel them in, you're basically ahead of the pack. Again, when you cross the start line, that is when the time starts for your boat. 15 seconds later, we start a second boat. 15 seconds later, number 3, and all the way through 8. Whole idea is not to get caught, and when you go through the turn, not to collide. This is an exciting race, and looking forward to bringing this to you shortly, and we'll go from there. There will be a new channel for the YouTube. We're just going to get it to you right now. And if you're on it, you should be watching it on your screen. So your friends and family out there are watching online. This is day number 2, afternoon, and they had the flower ceremony and the 1K race. So we'll see you all soon, and have a great time. This is a quick announcement. We have two jackets that were accidentally picked up by the wrong paddlers. One is a black PGA jacket, and another is a Lips XL with gray gloves in the pocket. If you picked up the PGA jacket and the Lips XL with gray gloves in the pocket, if you could bring it back to the memory garden so we can return it to the owners. Thank you. I have this nice message from a Debbie who talks about lifelong friendships in dragon boating. Paula Zellers from the Pink Static Dragons and myself, which is Debbie, on Global Paddlers United, met in 1997 on Pink Phoenix in Oregon. Paula is now on a team in Washington State, and I'm in Dallas. Last time, before today, that I saw Paula was when we passed on a street in Florence, Italy, at the IBCPC event. Another beautiful aspect of dragon boating. Again, thank you, Debbie, for that wonderful story between you and Paula. This is why we're here, to meet up with you, friends, and old friends, and sharing the love of the passion of dragon boating. Want to say thank you to our sponsors of Unleash the Dragons, the Alpha Law Group. Alpha Law is a family oriented firm specializing in first party property, auto glass, personal injury protection, personal injury, and expungements. Please make sure to stop by their tent today for some free goodies and meet their team. Again, thank you again, Alpha Law Group. You're looking for delicious treats or want to grab a bite? Check out our food vendors. Claude's, Paris French cuisine, Shish Kebab Factory, Jeremiah Italian Ice of LDR, and the Lemonade Couple. Four great places to eat and grab a snack. Also, make sure to check out all the goods for sale and visit the vendors on site. We have linked in Pink's tent. You can purchase your very own smooch. Smooch is going fast. If you want a souvenir, reminding you of this wonderful event here in Sarasota, go check out Pink's tent. The Super Patch Company, thank you for being here. Dragon Saddle, you need your butt to be safe. Wear a dragon or have a dragon saddle in your boat. It goes on the seat, gives you a lot more mobility as you rotate. Boston Bill sunglasses. You're getting hit with the sun? Go check out Boston Bill sunglasses. And Immune Solutions. Are you interested in purchasing additional Unleash the Dragon t-shirts? Or picking up some of Nathan Bederson Park swag to bring home with you? Stop by our second floor and you can check it out at the NBP merchandising store. They're located in the finishing tower. We are now switching gears. We're now getting ready for the 1K race. We are coming to you from Sarasota. Weather is getting warmer, sun is out, and everyone seems to have just gotten their lunches. As we look onto the race course, we will see our officials on the water. They're getting into position. There's two 50-meter buoys, and that 50-meter buoy is to allow teams to get the right-of-way call. We've got 8 people online and people on the outside. If you wish to give a shout-out, please do so. We'll be reading these shout-outs from time to time. With the following teams, please go to marshalling now. Following teams to marshalling. Looking for Team V. Party Gras Paddlers. Wonder Woman. Kazoo Crew in Blue. Team L. Can-Am Dragons. Compass Dragons. Tenacious Titans. This is the first of the 1,000-meter chase race in Division C. In about 10 minutes, we would like the following teams to marshalling. Next 10 minutes. Paddlers near and far. Warriors unleashed. Defying the current. Dragons are forever. Simply the best team. Global Paddlers United. Heroes United. Dragons are us. This is Division B. We'd like you to go to marshalling in 10 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Just before we start the 1K race, I'm just going to do another little interview. This lady, I kept hearing this little rumor she's bionic. This is Nadia from Portland, Oregon.
Hello.
Hi. Why do they call you Bionic Woman?
I have a lot of metal, fancy metal in my body. And so I'm on the boat steering the boat with a bunch of metal on the back.
The metal is because
Hardware.
of hardware. Why do you have this hardware on you?
I had chemo and radiation treatments, and about 10 months later, I found out that my bone marrow, my bones had died. And
Sorry, your bone had died.
Had died from the treatment. Yeah, it was a side effect. There's a 2% chance that your bones kind of take a hit. Your bones, suffocate or suffer anyway, but somehow my bones died completely. So I was told that all my joints died, and my surgeons looked at me and said, if you want to keep doing this paddling, we got to replace those joints.
How many joints died?
All of them.
Sorry.
All shoulders? All hips, yes.
All hips.
And
knees?
I took a hit in the knees and the ankles and in my back. But I was able to, with therapy, to avoid full surgeries on those. So they patched me together, replaced 2 shoulders and 2 hips so far, knock on wood. And everything else that is deteriorating from this bone death is holding together with a super medical team that is helping me with therapy to keep it all together without surgery, without being fused in the back.
So let's go back a couple of steps. You had chemotherapy.
Yes.
Because you had some form of cancer.
I had breast cancer, and I was it had spread. I had lymph nodes involved, and so it was in my body. It had spread. So then I decided I'm going to do radiation, and I had a double mastectomy.
And during the chemotherapy, it actually destroyed your bones.
I think the combination of the chemo and the steroids and the Neulasta shot kind of, I looked at the fine print later, of course, because you don't worry about that. You're just going to try to get through to it with it. And so I saw that there's a chance of, bone death. It's one of the little fine print things, but what are you going to do? It's on,
It's either that or you die from the cancer.
Yeah.
Right.
And my survival chance, going through all the therapy with the chemo, I had everything that you can get. I had the heavy duty AC, the Red Devil. So I think all of that really saved my life with the double mastectomy, but the combination with all the other chemicals created a reaction, and I hit the lottery, and it killed my bones.
When you go through the airport, do you go ding, 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 ding?
I have to tell them that I am, metal in several parts, and I have a different scanner, and they scan me a little different. But when you go to airports, smaller airports, yes. I set off the alarm, and sometimes I have fun with that.
And they have no clue why you're setting off all their alarm systems.
No.
And is it titanium?
Yes.
It's all titanium.
I have some German parts, and I'm very happy.
German parts. Mercedes-Benz? BMW?
I don't know. I think it's Schreiner. I don't know. I looked at the parts when I went into the OR, and I'm like, okay, what are you putting in there? And they said, yeah, those are German parts. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool. Because I'm German.
No.
Born and raised. Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
You were born and raised in what part of Germany?
I grew up in the Frankfurt area and grew up in Mainz, Wiesbaden. And I moved to Oregon 30 years ago.
If you've never been to Frankfurt, one of the largest airports.
It's
huge.
I know.
I've been there
lost.
3 times last year for the European Championships, and just walking there, just get lost. Let's go back a couple of steps.
Yes.
Portland, Oregon. You went from Germany to Oregon because?
I wanted to windsurf in the Columbia River Gorge and Hood River. And I went there thinking, let's just brush up my English a little bit, go and windsurf. And I think that's one of the reasons why I ended up steering, because I'm on the boat. I'm not windsurfing currently, but I'm going to try it here in Florida. And I'm standing on the water, and that's the closest I could get to be on the water again. So dragon boating was attractive. And while I was in the chemo chair, Pink Phoenix, Oregon, recruited me out of the chemo chair, said, hey, why don't you come into our boat when you're done with this?
Also, there's some advice for some teams who are trying to create a new team. Just go to the Kessler agency and just pick them out of the chair.
walk by the chemo chair and say, you know what, you're strong, you can do this. Here is a card. You get 3 times tryout. And that's what they did. I had a wonderful lady approach me from Pink Phoenix, Sue Best. And she said, hey, you can do this. You know, when you're out of this, you're going to get out of this and you're going to want something. And we're a super great support network. And I did. And I never looked back. And that's 14 years ago.
And you actually steered, never paddled, or you paddled first?
I paddled before my joints locked up on me. So before I had frozen shoulders, which turned out to be that bone death. And then I replaced my joints. I'm like, you know, the shiny new joints, I'm not going to use them up for paddling. I'm going to steer.
So right now, do they lock up?
No, they're perfect. They're moving.
I was a little worried if they lock up during a race.
No, I just have to oil them frequently.
So she said that, guys. I didn't say they oil them.
No, so physical therapists tell me motion is lotion, Nadia. You just got to keep them moving.
Motion is lotion.
And you have to keep them warm because if they get cold, trust me, the joints don't move as easy. So I keep the titanium warm, keep them moving, I keep them oiled with motion, and I'm good.
Oh, this is so different of a conversation. All the conversations I've had with everyone has been revolving around the chemotherapy and so forth. Not the joint part, which seems to be the side effect of the chemotherapy. Where do you plan to go with all this journey of yours?
I really feel like I'm on 2 teams. I'm Osprey, Catch-22 Osprey in Washington. That's across the river from Oregon. And Pink Phoenix, Oregon, and I feel like that there's more outreach that is needed for people that have osteoporosis and do not know what's happening with their joints. They feel like joints are locking up. They're being told they have bone cancer, which they told me as well. And I think I want to encourage women that no matter how much metal or joints you have replaced, you can do anything you want. I was told I was going to be in a wheelchair, and I'm standing in a boat now. And ask questions, ask for second opinions with your doctors, and if they tell you can't do anything, then just try it again and ask somebody else. And here I am.
Your next race after this?
The 1K.
You're doing the 1K. After the 1K in Florida, you go home?
I go home, and I'm, pretty much we're dialing in for a season of races. I usually do 5 to 11 races a year for the 2 teams, but we're preparing for France.
Oh, you're heading for France.
So France is our next big thing, and this will be my 4th international race. And I don't know if there's anything after. I'm kind of getting older, and I always say after every international race, like, oh gosh, there's another 4 years. Am I going to do another one? There's no way around it. I'm going to do another one. And I'm approaching 60, so I'm like, I don't know. Am I going to be able to do it? Are my joints holding up? So far, they are.
Who's your network that keeps you going?
It's all the women. It's the women internationally that I meet here. Joanne, totally inspirational.
Where'd you meet her?
Lips. I met her at all these international races, and I had the privilege to steer for them in Canada last year for Concord. And I love how this networking happens where people are just thrown into a boat. They have to blend. They have to work together, be team players, and magic happens on the water. And that's what I'm all about. I feel like I'm happy with my home teams, but I also want to branch out and help others. And when I can travel, once I'm retired, I want to go and paddle it, steer everywhere I can.
You're not retired?
Not yet.
Really?
Not yet.
You're still working?
Years. Oh, yeah, full time. Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, that's an Oregon thing. I'm licensing for the Oregon psilocybin section.
Sorry, the Oregon...
Magic mushroom.
Oh, my gosh. Magic mushroom. So we've done 2 interviews. One did psychedelic drugs, and they're learning how to do that, and you do the magic mushrooms.
I license the people that administer the magic mushrooms for mental health.
So let's talk about this for 1 second. I'm curious.
It is a new section in Oregon. The Oregon voters voted for psilocybin to be something that can be used to help with mental health. And so there's a set of statutes that the Oregon governor said, okay, Oregon Health Authority, do something with this and regulate psilocybin. So we have manufacturers, we have facilities, we have therapists. You can't just go and buy this and walk away. You have to sit there and, go through the session. And I'm one of the licensors helping people to get certified to do this.
Now, I'm thinking mushrooms. You go to a Whole Foods, the little white mushrooms, that's what this is.
The psychedelics are a little different.
It's the same idea, isn't it?
It's the same idea, but you don't buy it and walk away.
You have to sit down with a counselor.
You sit there with somebody, they hold their hands.
Yeah.
And you can sit there for 6 hours
Keep
and
going.
have a trip. I mean, you have
I
an
see.
experience.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't...
You don't walk away. You don't have a snack and walk away and go crazy. No,
that's what I'm thinking.
You're gonna sit on a bench just like with the therapist, and you get healed, maybe.
and this magic mushroom helps the mental relax.
Yes, I licensed somebody the other day, and they had an injury from a bike accident. Completely couldn't talk, couldn't walk.
Yeah.
And he grew lion's mane mushrooms throughout his recovery, and he's running a business now. So it does help you rebuild brain cells. It brings back, it can erase some of the trauma that happened.
Oh,
so
wow.
there's a lot of research done. I mean, it's been done for thousands of years.
Right.
And so we work with communities to bring people in that are in need of help.
I've noticed there's a trend towards the alternative drugs. And we as society generally go, oh my gosh, not psychedelic drugs, not magic mushrooms, not marijuana. But there is a place for it if done properly.
Yes, absolutely. And it's microdosed. I mean, it's not, it's all regulated very well. It's not, something like marijuana where you can go into the dispensary and just walk away with it. So it's very monitored, it's regulated, and so we were put in place with the Oregon Health Authority to administer, to help, to roll this out. So I'm in that new section, and we're a very small team. Very happy.
Is there concerns that, let's say, Washington State doesn't have this? You have people from that state coming to your state.
Absolutely. It's open. We just opened it January 1st. So anybody, we have a huge percentage that comes out of state and from other countries to experience that.
Interesting. Nadia, I want to say thank you very much coming here, talking to us about your bionic body. Also, thank you for sharing your journey. And she's moving around because she's all warmed up.
Look what I can do.
We wish you the best of luck in your race. We have 3 more races, and that caps off a wonderful week of the Unleash the Dragons. And we hope you have a good race. We'll cheer you on from up here. And if we see your arms lock, we notice you've made a mistake.
I did?
If your arms lock.
Oh. No. I'm not locking up.
Thank you, Nadia. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming down to our first 2K race, and I'll give you a play-by-play for those who don't know what you're looking at. On a 2K race, all 8 boats will line up on the west side of the lake, which is the far side, which you'll see our starter. That is Barry with a big blowhorn. You can see him across the water by the pole. He's lining the boats up 2 abreast. What that means, 2 abreast, means 1 and 2 are next to each other. There is no boat 1. Boat 1 is scratched, and the reason for that is they were a no-show all weekend. So we're actually starting boats 1, 2 in the front row, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8 in the back row. The starter lines them up in 2 abreast, and he will give the start call to the starter or to the boat. Are you ready? Attention, go. Once boat 1 goes, 15 seconds are then counted. After 15 seconds, they'll say boat 2, go. Boat 2 will then go, followed by a 15-second count. And usually right next to Barry, our starter, there should be another starter called Raul. And Raul's counting the numbers in his head. 1, 2, 3, 4 through 15. At about 5 more seconds, he'll scream it out to Barry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It is incumbent on the team in the back row to move up to the start position. Once the boats take off, they will cross the finish line. When they cross the finish line, the timer starts. And there you go. First team is being given the call, and they are off. This is lane 2. Party Gras paddlers. And you watch carefully. The other teams behind should be moving up to the start position. If they hold back, it's their discretion, but they're going to get caught by another team. So boat 2 just crossed the finish line. Their time has started. 15 seconds later, we then have boat number 3. This is Wonder Woman, followed by lane number 4, Kazoo Crew and Blue. Teams should be moving up, and they have to hold hard. 15 seconds later, they get another call, and this is Team L. Team L just taking off. After Team L, next boat coming up is boat number 6, Can-Am Dragons. Followed by the Can-Am Dragons, we will then get boat number 7, Compass Dragons. And there goes Compass Dragons. And there seems to be 2 teams moving from our... Nope, that's the same boat. That's boat number 7. And then finally, in the last group, is boat number 8, Tenacious Times. So every boat is 15-second interval. And we're actually seeing a passing coming up shortly as they come up the south side of the race course on the west side. So this is the west side. They're going to come to an orange buoy on your camera. On the camera, this is what we call the 50-meter mark. The 50-meter mark is to determine who has the right-of-way. The right-of-way gives the team that has the right-of-way permission to proceed on their line. There is 3 lines. One is the inside, one is the middle, and one is the outside. If the team that has the right-of-way is on the inside, they stay on the inside and should not be moving to the middle in case they may cut off another team, which may result in a penalty. Teams should be passing on their left side. So if a team is slower and the team behind them catches them, they should be moving to the right. If they don't, then the team that is offending the team passing may get penalized, and I say may. The reason I say may is some of these teams are not very familiar with teams passing them on a straightaway, and if they do, we try to tell teams as a courtesy, go to the right, pass on the left. If a team does not move, teams can pass on the left or the right and can actually come into the course. Some events do not allow for passing in the course. They have to stay to the outside of the course. Coming through the turn, it looks like team number 2 has got a clean turn. Followed on the outside is team number 3, Wonder Woman. Following Wonder Woman and the Party Gras Paddlers is the Kazoo. That's the team that's just making their final turn through the first turn on the green buoy. Coming out of the turn, all three teams are respecting each other, and we've got a boat that's kind of coming towards boat number 2. That's the Wonder Woman. It's important that they give 2-meter clearance from each other, head and tail, side to side, 2-meter clearance. If they don't, there could be a penalty assessed. As they come through the turns, they must make a turn through all 3 buoys, green, orange, and green. If they cut off a buoy, there is a time violation. As you look at the front of the pack, Kazoo crew decided to make some moves. They're trying to find open water. They're trying to squish between the 2 boats that are in the lead, but that's a very dangerous move because they end up in what they call the wash. As the boat takes off, there's a wash behind them that's creating what we call dirty water. That dirty water is very hard to paddle in. So teams that come around and they're in a cluster, some teams may make a move to the outside or the inside to avoid that dirty water. And there they go. Kazoo makes that move as we speak. They're going to the outside to avoid the dirty water. 50-meter call is being made. Who's going to right away in boats 2 and 3? Very simple. If the head of the boat matches the tail steering arm, that's what we call coverage. When they get coverage, the team has the right of way. In this case, the right of way is given to boat number 3. Boat number 2 has to stay out as they come into the second turn. Boat 2, the yellow boat, should stay wide, allowing the inside boat to come through the turn. If the boat in the inside cannot make the turn like this right now, they should hold their boat or cut their engine. But as a result, all 3 teams are respecting each other, going through the turn cleanly. Again, they make a turn all through 3 green pylons or 3 what they call tetrahedrons, and that results in no penalty. If they cut on the inside, they are given a penalty. All 3 boats coming through the second turn. The yellow boat is doing really well, making the final turn, and the boat in the red making the outside, and then the Kazoo coming through on the inside. They cannot cut each other off. That is a clean race through the second turn, and we've got the second group, or what we call cluster, leading with the blue boat. I can't see their numbers from this angle, but again, a very clean race, followed by the green boat, and then followed by the orange boat. This procession of boats following each other is clean, no interference, no penalties at this point. But again, from a observation from an upper level, we can't see the action. So that's why we have these referee boats down here on the water making the calls accordingly. So you'll see 250-meter mark, one on the west side, one on the east side. They are to give the right-of-way call on the 2 turns. On the turn that's on the south and the north side, there's official boats making the call. You may wonder, why is there no official on the north side where the tower is? It's very simple. We have cameras in the sky. Where we're situated is we have cameras watching the race course from this side and do not require officials on the water to call it. We can see it from above. Going back to the south side, we are on our final turn. This is now at about 700 odd meters. These teams are getting a little tired. This is a long race. So normally it's a 2K race. We're going to 1,000, and we have a cluster. We have the 2 boats that are close together. That is the Party Gras Paddlers and the Wonder Woman. Respectfully, they must leave 2 meters clearance between each other. There is no wash riding. Wash riding is a concept of picking up somebody's wave from the back of their boat and riding over it. Wash riding is a very hard technique to master. Some teams know how to do it, some teams don't know how to do it. But the problem with wash riding is some teams get sucked into the other boat. In Dragon Boat, if a paddle boat of one boat's in front and the second boat's next to them, they can get into what they call a vortex. The boat in front can pull the boat next to them into it, and we see collisions. And a lot of steers people get too close, get sucked in, and don't know how to release. As they come through the final turn, it is still the Party Gras Paddlers fighting with the Wonder Woman team. Both teams giving respect, coming out of the turn very cleanly, and both teams make it out of the turn Great job, everyone. As an official, we love to see where teams respect each other's space and they're making a good turn. A lot of you guys may think, oh, why don't you just take the inside lane? It's ideal is to take the inside lane, but when you're in a cluster, it's better to look for a good turn under full steam of power and just stay away from each other. Now, as you see this, we're all racing around an outside rectangle box, but on the final lap, you can finish any lane you want. Ideally, if you're in the front, you want to race down a straight line. But on the finish, on the last lap, you can finish in lane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. It does not matter. Why would someone cut across the race course? Again, like I said earlier, you're looking for clean water. You're looking to make sure you're not caught in any wave. The official boat on the water should get out of the way. So the official boat here at the end of the finish line should get off the course, so they'll allow the teams to finish anywhere they want. We'll talk to the officials a little bit later about that. As they come through the finish line, we've got a very clean race. In this scenario, the team that was starting off the race at the beginning has lost time. Why? Because the team that went second caught them. So from this visual, whoever started first has lost a lot of time. Coming through the finish line, this is boat number 4. Please give it up for Kazoo Crew in Blue. Coming to the finish line, that's lane number 3, Wonder Women. These two boats have lapped the Party Gras paddles. So for sure, boat 4 and 3 have made up a lot of time. Coming to the finish line, we've got boat number 2 on the outside. That is Party Gras paddlers. And they've been lapped by boats 3 and 4, which means they made up over 30 seconds on their 1K race. Followed by that on the inside is boat number 5 and boat number 6. Boat number 5 is Team L. Boat number 6 is Can-Am. From this visual, Can-Am has caught boat 6, so they made up some great time. And it doesn't matter where you finish. The key is when we calculate your times, it's based on when you started plus your extra 15 seconds or how many seconds you were from the first start of the boat. And finishing the race is boat number 7, and that is Compass Dragons. And following the pack is boat number 8, Tenacious Times. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I've given you a lot of information, which I'll repeat again on the next 1K race. And that is what we call our 1,000, aka our 2K chase race. Chase race is really getting the steers people to understand how to steer a clean race without impacting the boat, making the right strategy calls when you go through the turn. There's different strategies that you can do. One is called spiking. So when you get up to the apex of the turn, the front 2 left benches may spike their paddle in the water to draw the front to the left, and the right can push the boat out, helping the steer turn the boat under full steam of power. And that's it. That is our first 1K race. Please give it up for the following teams: Party Gras paddlers, Wonder Woman, Kazoo Crew in Blue, Team L, Can-Am Dragons, Compose Dragons, and Tenacious Times. To our officials, we thank you very much. That was a great clean race from our observation. Right now, chief umpire is collecting all the data from all the officials. Were there any collisions? Were there any penalties? Did anyone cut into the green buoy? If so, they're reporting it to chief official at this time. And in the tower, they're feverishly working through right now all the information to make sure that they've collected all the penalties, if there were any, and they're now calculating the results. Coming your way is race number 26, paddlers near and far. Warriors Unleashed, Define the Curve, Dragons Are Forever, Simply the Best Team, Global Paddlers United, Heroes United, and Dragon Are Us. You are next on the 1K race. And last, our final race at 2:30 will be Division A. If you can start heading to marshalling, Sunshine Dragons, Fearless Friends, Flamazing Flamingos, Fire, Not Wimpy Women, Water Warriors, Pinktastic Dragons, and Sink or Swim. Coming across the tower, please give it up for boat 5, Team L. Team L, thank you very much for a great race. Coming across the tower is boat number 6. Give it up for Can-Am Dragons. And in boat number 8, coming across the tower, please give it up for the Tenacious Titans. Give a big wave to them. Thank you very much. You can see them kind of panting. That was hard. Why are we doing this? Because it's fun. We do it with our friends. If I suffer, you suffer. Good job, Tenacious Titans. Thank you to our sponsor of Unleash the Dragons, Alpha Law Group. Alpha Law is a family-orientated, specialized in first-party property, auto glass, personal injury protection, personal injury, and expungements. If you require a law firm that is family-orientated and here for your needs, check out Alpha Law Group. They're here on site, so make sure you stop by their tent, ask for some free goodies, free legal advice, kidding, some advice, and meet their team. Looking for delicious treats or want to grab a bite? Check out our food vendors. They're still here helping you be well fueled. Clothes, a Paris French cuisine. Shish Kebab Factory. Jeremiah's Italian Ice of LWR, and the Lemonade Couple. Check out for some food. Support these wonderful vendors who've been here all day supporting us. Make sure you check out all the goods for sale and visit the vendors. LinkedIn in Pink's tent and to purchase your very own Smoochie. Smoochie was a little stuffy animal that was designed specifically for Unleash the Dragons. Take that home, give it to your loved ones. Grandchildren will love Smooch. There's only a few left. Go check out the Smooch at LinkedIn Pink's tent. The Super Patch Company is here as well. Dragon Saddle. They have a wonderful seat that you can put on Boston Bill sunglasses and Immune Solutions. Are you interested in purchasing additional Unleash the Dragon t-shirt or picking up some Nathan Benderson Park swag? Bring it home with you. They have a lot on the second floor. Go up to the tower, pick up your last souvenirs. This is our first Unleash the Dragons. More to come. You want this as your souvenir going forward. This is the second of the 1,000 meter race. We are going to put some eyes on the water from the tower. We got some cameras. We've got our drone out. This has been a great time. I want to say thank you to our volunteer, Emily. Emily could have gone home at 12 o'clock like the rest of the volunteers, but for some reason she nodded her head at us and said, "I like to stay." So thank you, Emily. She's giggling. She thinks I'm nuts, but that's another story. I hope you guys are having a great time. To Sarah at the Nathan Benderson Park staff, thank you. To Sarah Moore and to Erica, thank you for all your support and everything you have done to make this a successful event. The ACP side of things, I still want to interview Erica. If you get a chance, come up at the end of the day. And I also want to say thank you to Betty. Betty came up, and she is one of the committee chairs who heads this all up for the USDBF. Say thank you very much. I think from what I'm sensing from all the paddlers, they enjoyed themselves. They learned lots of stuff, and I think they want to do more of this. So I look forward to the second one if they invite me back, but I look forward to see you guys do this again. Welcome back, everyone. For those who are online and watching the screen, I've got a lady to my right. This is Barb Michaels.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great now that the sun's out and it's a little warmer here in Florida.
Hang on a second. Iowa's colder. She's from Iowa, so isn't Iowa colder?
It is, but right now I should be in Hawaii, so I was expecting some warm.
Ah, gotcha. Well, Barb, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Your birthday was when?
It's going to be Monday.
Oh, it's coming Monday. Sorry.
It's coming, yeah.
I'm 2 days early.
You are.
Excellent.
And I'm hoping I make it till then.
You'll be fine, Barb. For those who doesn't know, Barb, tell us what your title is with the USDBF.
Well, I am the chair of the Competition and Technical Committee for the USDBF.
And what does that mean, technical? That committee, what is their goal?
It means I raised my hand at the wrong time. No, our committee handles a lot of multiple issues. So we review and update the rules of racing for the USDBF, review any coaching certification programs. We train race officials, and of course, we are the event producers for the U.S. National Championships.
Oh, that's coming up this year.
It is October, I think like around the 19th,
Okay.
right here at Nathan Benderson Park.
Oh, we're coming back here.
We are coming back here.
Shit,
So actually, we're doing the gator sweep now, so we don't have to worry about it. But I think the problem is it's so cold, there's no gators out.
Did you say gators?
I did say gators.
Oh, never mind. I want to stay up here.
You want to do a swim for us and see what
Not
you
a
can
chance,
find?
Barb.
There you go. You know that hand paddle thing they were going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So we were actually going to do a fun event yesterday where paddlers would go 100 meters and paddle with their hands, and there was an objection to it.
But it wasn't about the gators. It was just too darn cold.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Earlier today, we met with a lady named Betty.
Betty Soley.
Yes.
Betty Soley is the chair of our Special Interest Committee for breast cancer paddlers.
What is that, or how does that relate to the USDBF, and where do they fall in the big chain?
Well, the USDBF has several committees that are working toward advancing growth of groups of paddlers. So one of those committees is a Special Interest Committee, and that committee has 3 subcommittees, if you will, the breast cancer paddlers, all cancer paddlers, and then Paradragons, of course. So that group in specific is working on growing the sport in breast cancer survivors, all cancer survivors, and Paradragons.
One of the things I'm noticing lately is a lot of interest groups, BCP, ACP, Para, Senior A, Senior B, Senior C.
Senior D, don't forget
Senior D too now. How do you balance all these requests from different groups and put them into a program that lasts only 2 days or 3 days?
Well, it just depends on the level of interest, right? So this year at our U.S. National Championships, we are adding in the Senior D division because we have had significant interest for that. However, there are no berths at the international level available for that. So we are allowing the competition. We just don't have any berths to award. I know that the All Cancer Paddlers group, I think you spoke with Erica earlier, is working hard to develop that division throughout the country. Little slower in development. And I know in my region, in the ADBA, we've had very slow development in growing that particular division. So they're working to encourage race producers to include that division in their events so that we can get some more crews formed throughout the country and participating in events like this one throughout the country.
What's your observations of this event? Were you happy with how this event went? Do you see this being successful going forward?
I think this has been a great event. If you look around, the ladies are having a great time despite the cold. I think there's, about 500 women here.
And men.
Men and women, correct. They're learning lots. We had some workshops earlier in the week on a variety of topics. We have some women pulling up, some boats pulling up right now for a 1K instead of a 2K. So we're training paddlers, we're training steerers, giving them a lot of different paddling experiences. We were fortunate enough to introduce for the first time Historic Moment, our Team USA BCP coach. and she had her first informational gathering here at the event. So I think it's a great opportunity to bring together some of our special interest groups. They've shared a lot of ideas for growth and development of their groups throughout the country, shared ideas with one another. So I think it's a wonderful thing, and I think it provides clubs with a lot of ideas.
Would you consider doing this for USDBF, not on the BCP, ACP side or para, but maybe on just the higher level, a camp?
Oh, I think there's a lot of camps that happen like maybe for the national teams.
Okay.
So I think that it does open the door maybe for us to potentially provide some opportunity, something similar maybe for the development of clubs, maybe coaching opportunities, just paddling clinics, steering clinics for clubs who maybe don't aspire to the national level, but are interested in growth themselves. So I do think there's some opportunity for that.
Excellent. Another question for you that sparks interest. The U.S. Nationals that's coming up in October. What is that for? Is that to get a bid for something?
Yes. So the clubs will be competing there for berths to the IDBF Club Crew World Championships in Taipei.
Taiwan.
Taipei,
Taiwan, yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So if you win a berth, how many berths are there?
There are 7 berths, 5 standard, 2 small in each division. So lots of opportunity for clubs to compete there in both standard and small boat. And we're looking forward to some great competition there.
I understand you're also trying to get more teams to get to this U.S. National to try it out. What if I'm a team I don't want to get a berth? I just want to compete. Can I still come?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity, I think, to get your feet wet on a bigger stage, right? Higher level of competition maybe, and just explore where you sit with other clubs.
How do you get your name, or how do we get a team enrolled in this?
Well, about the end of January, early February, you'll see a bulletin come out. And that, if you watch the USDBF website and all of our social media, you will see all of that information start to come out. And all of the registration information and details will be on that.
I will have to say thank you very much. Over the last couple of years, I've seen the USDBF take very big strides in changing how you guys are doing your selection, how you guys are coming together more of as a country, USA. We've seen a huge increase in the number of officials at the world level, which we've never seen before. I see that going forward even more.
Yes, so we part of one of the tasks of my committee is the training of officials. So we do regular training of officials throughout the year, and then of course we bring them here to our national championship to give them more experience and upgrade them if we can.
Okay. You also have another race that was created between Canada and U.S. Can you talk a little bit about that race and where is that going?
Yeah, so Canada and the U.S. host the Can-Ams. Excuse me, I'm all choked up.
I made her choke up. Sorry, guys. So what I was referring to in this discussion is Canada and U.S. has decided to join forces together to create this new event, and I'll let Barb talk about it.
Yes, so jointly we host what we call the Can-Ams. It's held in alternate years. We were in Welland last year, and in 2026 we will be hosting it in the U.S. Excuse me. And
so it's going to be in the U.S., and we had it in Welland last year, so this year it's the U.S. turn.
Yes, we're looking for locations in New York right now. We were hoping for Mercer, New Jersey, but we have been told the site is booked up. So we've moved up to New York now.
Did you hear Georgia Atlanta has a race site?
I did.
Oh, it caught me off guard in that conversation.
We're looking for, we kind of made a circle of drivable distance for people.
Excellent. So we're looking for the Northeast.
Correct.
Northeast will be the coming site, but we don't have an idea when and where.
Right. We're working on that now.
Okay. Any little tidbits of little secret news about what's coming through the pipeline of the USDBF that we may be watching or listening for?
Well, we have our annual meeting coming up, and we'll be electing a new president.
Can I
and
apply?
No, you can't.
Oh,
Sorry.
you have to be American?
You have to be a U.S. citizen
Oh, didn't know that.
and a member of the USDBF.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay. So you have your elections coming up very shortly?
Coming up in a couple of months,
Okay.
we'll be electing a new president and a new second vice president and a new secretary.
Wow, three positions.
Three big positions.
Your position, you're staying as the
They
competition.
haven't kicked me out yet.
That's
so.
good.
I think there's too much work involved, so, nobody wants to do it.
I think that's one part of the battle with all organizations throughout the world is Canada, U.S. It's always finding that volunteerism in people who really want to make a change for the better.
Yep. Now, we have another big thing we are offering our clubs right now. So the USDBF has moved. We currently use Revolutionize Sport, Rev Sport for short, for our USDBF membership. And right now we are offering the club portal for free to any of our clubs who have 12 USDBF members registered.
Oh, so if you got 12, you get the Rev Sport for free?
That's correct.
That's a real good deal.
So the club portal lets you register your members. It lets you set up events. It lets you sell merchandise, gives you a website. But you can contact me at competition@usdbf.org, and I can send you a link that'll show you what that software does, and you can test it out, see if you're interested. Someone asked me this morning, hey, I don't have 12 members right now. Does that eliminate me? And the answer is no. It's just at the point that we onboard you, you must have 12 paid members.
Interesting. And how much is the membership, roughly?
The USDBF membership, I think, is $40 now.
So that's a great deal, especially if you're not part of the USDBF. This is a good time for new clubs to join on.
Correct. And it's like a one-stop shop. So when your members pay your club dues, they can pay the USDBF dues all at once. It's all done through PayPal. We get nothing for it. We can't see your member information, so we're not collecting any hidden information. It's a great deal for everyone.
What does a member get out of this if they join the USDBF? What do we get?
Well, if you join the USDBF, you get access to all of our training information, actually participation in national championships. You'll get use of the club portal, which is a fabulous tool. All of our communications.
Do you get insurance coverage?
You can. Of course, you have to pay for that insurance coverage, but you must be a member in order to get that insurance coverage.
If I want to come out and support or volunteer with the USDBF for the U.S. Nationals, how do we do that?
Oh, I would love it if you would do that. And again, you can contact me at competition, singular, at usdbf.org.
Excellent. Barb, it's been a pleasure working with you. Last time we were together was in Italy,
That's right.
drinking wine.
I love Italy.
Yeah, you're Italian.
I am Italian.
We'll see each other before U.S. Nationals, I think, at one of the events in Arizona.
That's correct.
So Desiree Simmons from Arizona, AZDBA, just has passed her level 1. One of the goals is to have the USDBF, Barb Michaels, Linda Donner, Paula Humphreys to travel to go to these sites to offer additional training. So if your race site in the U.S. is interested in getting officials training, contact Barb at competition at
usdbf.org.
at usdbf.org.
And then in your free time, if you want a little fun event, you can come to the Badger Lake Dragon Boat Bash.
Ooh, this is a little small plug for Barb's group. She runs an event in Iowa, USA, out of Fort Dodge.
Fort Dodge, Iowa.
And they have the coolest. I went there last year. I was invited, and I had a great time. They asked me to slide down a hill, and I kind of declined it. But great little race, great great community, lots of parties, lots of drinking. They have a dance or a music party.
Concert on Friday nights, and we feed you dinner.
Yeah.
A day's worth of racing, all for $500. Can't beat it. United flies right into Fort Dodge. No reason not to come.
Oh, that's a great call. So if you guys want to come, and if you guys maybe want to come to learn how to officiate, they would love to have you there, and there'll be free officiating for sure.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again soon. The race is on. Thank you, Barb. As we look down the race course, we have the second set of races going on. This is the 1K race. This is the first turn. The team's already taken off, and we are on course for the second round. Teams are coming through the turn cleanly. No issues from any penalties perspective. Boats 1 and 2 are cleanly through the turn. Looking down the race course, we are looking for the third team. Again, clean turn, no impact. Race officials are giving the right-of-way call down on the southeast side. As we look down the race course, we've got teams coming down as such. It is Paddlers Near and Far in Team 1. Warriors Unleashed in lane number 2. Defying the Current, lane number 3. Dragons Are Forever in lane number 4, Simply the Best Team. 5, Global Paddlers United. 6, Heroes United. 7, Dragons Are Us. As we looked, all teams are coming through the turn cleanly. No impacts, no issues that we can see. Coming down the race course, we're at approximately 253, about 300 odd meters. This is a 1,000-meter race. And the inside lane, we have boat number... it's very hard to see. I think that's lane number 1. Lane number 1 is Paddlers Near and Far. Lane number 2, it's Warriors Unleashed. As they pass that 50-meter mark, officials given the call. In this case, who's got the right of way? It is lane number 2. In the inside, they have the right of way, which means they're going to go in the inside lane. Lane number 1 has to follow on the outside. If lane 1 cuts in on the blue boat, there will be a possible penalty. Lane 1 recognizes they're on the outside. They must maintain the outside. She should be making a turn. She's making it wide, leaving room for a team to come in the middle. When they pass each other, there must be 2 meters clearance or 6 meters or 6 feet. Both teams have gone wide, so if I was a team, I would sneak under on the left side and I can make that turn easily without being penalized. This is a mistake from the steer's perspective. Coming in wide leaves the room open on the inside. Coming through lane number 3, going through the turn, is Defying the Current. Lane number 4 following with the, I think that's a red boat. That boat number 4 is Dragons Are Forever. Coming through the backside of this turn, it is boat number 5. That is Simply the Best Team. In this scenario, they're not the best because they're not catching the team in front of them. The idea of a chase race is to catch the team in front and close the gap of the 15-second start they had in front of you. As they come in through the turn, we do have a cluster. When you hear the word cluster, that means the boats are very tight and our eyes are trained to make sure that they stay away from each other. Both boats making the turn are making the turn cleanly. There's lots of room from each other. Boat 6 or 8, I think that's boat 6. Boat 6 is going wide, big wide turn, safety move, no problem. But in an effective race, you want to cut off time. You want the least amount of paddling that you have to do. In this case, boat number 5 or 6. 6 has gone wide, 5 is still staying tight. As they come through the exit, they both pass the green buoys, no penalties. Boat number 8, final team coming through, going very gently. As you can see, they don't have a full complement of paddlers. They're missing basically, by the looks of it, 2 or 3 benches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're missing 3 benches, which is 6 paddlers. Makes a huge difference in a 1K race. As they make the turns, you'll see the official boat get off the race course. Why? Because on the final turn, any team can finish anywhere on the finish line. So the official boat gets off the water. So teams are looking for what we call clear water. They don't want to be in any dirty water or what we call choppy water. Choppy water slows the boat down. Our eyes now focuses back on turn number 3. Teams are now entering the final turn, and it looks like it's a clean race. Teams are separating now. Some teams can't not deal with the long distance racing. As they tire out, the stroke becomes shorter. As it becomes shorter, boats go slower. As they go slower, the team starts going, is this over yet? No, it's not over yet. You still have another 250 meters to go. Final turn, all teams are making clean turns. Does not look like there's any impact. If they cut over one of the buoys, they basically are going to get a penalty. Right now, I see green, orange, green on the final third turn. All things looking good. We are now on our last leg, and at the end, we are going to be racing our third and final of the day, the 1000 Division A. Coming back to the third turn, we've got 1, 2, and 3 coming through the turns very gradually. Everything is looking good. No penalties are going to be assessed at this time. But again, it's not our call. It is the umpires on the water that will be observing any penalties that might occur. What are they looking for? They're looking for any time a boat breaks the 2-meter rule. 2-meter rule is where teams clash, and that will result in a penalty. Who do we penalize? Well, we're looking for their line. If we're seeing a team go straight on their line, and then we see a team come into their line, obviously the team coming in is going to get penalized. We're looking for blocking. Blocking is where a team will block a team behind them. It's kind of like you're trying to block somebody from passing you. When we see that, we will penalize the team blocking. If you know you're a slower team, you pull to the right, let the team pass on the left. But with rules, if the team does not move because they're slower, you can pass on the left or the right. But you also have the ability to file a protest with the chief official saying, X team blocked us. We will look at our video coverage, and if you look carefully, you'll see a drone in the sky. You'll see a bird, and you'll see cameras in the tower. All these mechanisms, umpire, cameras, drones, gives us evidence of what has happened on the race course. We will not accept any footage from outside cameras. So if you're in the crowd taking a photo, we will not accept that as evidence. We no longer accept evidence from any what do you call those cameras, those GoPros on your head from within the boat. Why? Because they don't show a good perspective of what is happening. From our perspective in the tower, boat 1's come through the race 2 and 3 cleanly. No penalties from our perspective at this time, but we'll wait to collect all the data. As they come through the finish line, the goal is to catch the team in front of you, and it looks like 2 teams caught one of the teams, and it's been a slice here for sure. Looking back at this next cluster, we have a small little cluster being 3 boats, but from our observations from the tower, they're all far apart, no issues. What we're also watching is for wash riding. Wash riding is not allowed. Wash riding is the ability to get on somebody's wave and ride off of it. We do that in outriggers, especially in Hawaii, where you actually get on somebody's or even nature's wave, riding off that wave and trying to gain an advantage. Coming through, that is boat number 6. This is Global Paddlers United. Give it up for the Global Paddlers United. And following up the rear, we have one more boat. And it does not look like this team coming up from the rear caught anyone. So from a quick observation, if you don't catch someone, you probably have a slower time. If you've caught 1 or 2, if 3 boats you catch them in front of you, you have a good chance of winning this event. So the whole goal is to catch teams, but catch them within the rules, meaning you can't collide with them, 2 meters separation, and having a good, solid race plan. Solid race plan coming off the start line fast, holding a good momentum through the 3 turns, and then racing hard to the finish. Coming through is boat number 8. Please give it up for Dragons Are Us. Coming across the tower is lane number... it's hard to read these numbers, Barb. I see one. That is Paddlers Near and Far. Oh, that's boat number 2. Warriors Unleashed. I can't see these numbers. I'll just call them colors. So the team's coming back towards the dock. Define the current. Dragons Are Forever in 4. Simply the best team in 5. 6. So we just heard from the officials. There is no penalty. That was a clean race for Division B. Everybody behaved themselves. They were nice to each other, and it was a clean race. We're looking again for the bumping of the boats, breaking the 2 meter rule, wash riding, cutting off buoys. That's what we're looking for as officials. Everything was good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the final race, which I'm very sad. On behalf of Locke and I, Locke is from Ottawa, Canada. Carrie, obviously, from Vancouver, Canada. I want to say thank you to the Nathan Benderson Park, Sarah, Emma, to all the staff here. I don't know all the names, but I recognize your face. Thank you very much for being here. Of all, thank you to our wonderful volunteers Renee has put together. Volunteers, without you, we do not have an event. I thank you, thank you, thank you, and we all thank you, from the paddlers to the officials and even to the NBP staff. We thank you for being here. Our heart goes out to all of you for doing an amazing job. To our officials from around the world, thank you very much for coming here. Brent, April from the Bahamas, Bernadette, our chief official, thank you very much. Barb, Linda, Barb's birthday is on Monday. She forgo her trip to Hawaii to come here and help us with this event. We thank you again, Barbara. Linda, Tom, thank you for being there as usual. And to Paula Humphreys, to Betty, to all of you who've made this event. Big heart out to Joanne Moore. Joanne Moore and Erica, you both put on an amazing event with the NPP people. The combination of what we did here and making this an exceptional event. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, we're getting closer and closer. I have a quick announcement. Athletes, stop by and visit Health, Fitness, and More for samples of organic wheatgrass and beets. Again, come to Health, Fitness, and More for samples of organic wheatgrass and beets. Stop by and say hi to Dawn, who can provide you with knowledge on all the raw, live, organic superfoods to help fight cancer. Please, thank you very much again, Dawn from Health, Fitness, and More, for your free samples and helping keep us all healthy and safe. Please go see her. She's ready to meet all of you. Last thing I just want to say, this is more of a housekeeping item. Please don't leave any garbage. Whatever you brought to the site, take home with you. If you don't want to take it home, please bring it to a receptacle and throw it away. Do not leave anything here for staff to clean up. They've had a long day for 3 days, and I don't think we should clean up on your behalf. So if you have garbage, you brought it here, either throw it away in the receptacle or take it home with you. On my side, yeah, this has been great. We've had a great time. The DJ and dancing is about to start. There will be some food, I understand. And we're going to do awards after this last race. We'll see you soon, and thank you again. Jeff Fuller. Go! I wish Amy Fuller would come home. Amy Fuller, Jeff wants you to come home now. I haven't had any food in the house since she left on Tuesday. I'm fading away to nothing. Amy Fuller. I say it right? Jeff is dying and needs food, but I'm glad she's having fun. So there's a little shout out for your wife, Jeff. Thank you very much. From Justin, Elizabeth, Michelle, Barb, Christy, and Julia. You all made Team INSO proud, and this team, Mom and Dad, are proud of you. Keep having a great time. Don't party too hard. Justin, don't worry. Our eyes are on them all. I think they're drinking right now, but I don't want to tattletale on them. Fuller Lancaster. Go simply the best. And go Amy Fuller. I'm saying this wrong. Fuller. Why is that so hard? I don't know why I'm saying this so hard. Brian Butler, what happened to the feed? Nothing, Brian. We switch our feeds from morning to afternoon so that our staff can read the videos much easier without having to search the whole video. So these videos have staying up for longevity. If you want to subscribe, our friend Locke runs this YouTube channel. He is Dragon Boat MVP. As we do more events around the U.S. and Canada, you will see more of the videos here on Dragon Boat MVP. Do subscribe. That way you'll get notices of races around the world. If you're interested, if you want more of these, let us know. And we'll go from there. This is the last race of the Unleash the Dragons. Part of me is happy, part of me is sad. The happy part is I get to go home to warmer weather. The sad part is I don't want this to finish. This has been an amazing event for myself, for Locke, even for Emily, watching the races. Emily, who's to our right, is a volunteer from Emily is a local volunteer from the local region here in Sarasota, and she kind of sat with us a few moments ago and said, I never knew about dragon boating. Oh my gosh, is this like big around the world? Yes, they dragon boat pretty much all around the world. Obviously in Asia, they've paddled in Australia, Europe, Canada, US, even now South America. So I understand there's going to be a Pan Am Games in Brazil in a couple of years. So kind of looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun event. A lot of these officials they do not get to go to the events. They are chosen. There's a committee for each of these large events that sit down and try to pick the right crew, not the best, the right crew, which means we have level 1 officials, level 2, level 3 officials. A level 4 official is a Bernadette Byrne. She's a level 4. Level 4 basically means you're the chief official. Level 3 basically are chiefs. Level 2 generally are departments. They work with the different areas. They're working towards their level 3, and level 1 are generally the junior staff, the entry, where they get to try different areas and see which they like. Generally, when you go up to a national level, even an international level, an IRO, International Race Official, you basically want to be trying the different areas as an official. And where areas we're talking about, you can be a water umpire. Their job is to ensure the safety of the boats, ensure any infractions during the race are recorded and reported up to chief official. Water umpires are very crucial in making sure that anything that's water related is looked after. We also have chief officials in the umpire role. Not umpire, sorry, marshalling area. Marshalling, and that job is very important because they have to check for IDs, check for that boats are being loaded properly, and there's no illegal equipment that's being brought into the boat. The right head counts are there, meaning that if it's a mixed team, the right number of men and women ratios are met. So the umpires that usually, or the officials that are on the docks, are looking after that. We have protocol chiefs, the chief protocol. They're in charge of all the medals, making sure that when medals are awarded, that they're in accordance to the rules and they're signed off from the chief official. We have chief timekeeper. Their job is to sit down in the tower and making sure that every time is recorded and passed up accordingly. So we have lots of official roles at every event, and each area has their own little chief, and then they all report up to the chief official. And there goes the last race of the day. This is Sunshine Dragons. This is the slowest of the fastest group of teams. In 15 seconds, you'll see boat number 2 come up, Fearless Friends. This is Fearless Friends in boat number 2. And in the pink boat, this is lane number 3. This is Flamazing Flamingos. Again, when the space that opens up in front, the teams should be coming up. And when they pass the finish line, they are given their start time. This is Team Fire. Team Fire is in boat 4. This is boat number 4. And you can hear the starters say, hold your boat, because teams are not allowed to have a running start. They must stop, and then once given the call to go, they then proceed accordingly. 5 is being asked to stop. Once they stop, then they start. And the reason why they stop and then have to start again is because we don't want teams to catch each other before the start line. If they do, we get what we call bunching. And with bunching, we start to get into clustering causing, boats to collide with each other. As we are looking at boat number 5, that is Not Wimpy Women. And then followed by lane 6, Water Warriors. After Water Warriors, this is lane 7, Pinktastic Dragons. And the final boat off the line is Sink or Swim. All boats are off. So you can see it's a 15-second spread between each boat. Lane 1 has just made its first turn, the Sunshine Dragons, and boat 8 is just crossing the start line. So if we go 15 seconds per boat, we got 15, 30, 45, 1 minute, 1 minute 15, 1 minute half. So a 2-minute spread. So you have a 2-minute spread between the first boat and the 8th boat. At the higher level, our spread is sometimes lower. So when we're doing a 1K chase race, the bigger the spread, the more chances of less collision or less collisions in general. The closer the time, be a 10-second interval, you're going to start seeing bunching, you're going to start seeing collisions through the turn. So our chief official chose a 15-second interval just to make sure everyone's safe as they come through the turn. They're not being clustered or not being put into pods. Looking down at turn number 1, everything looks good from our perspective. Lane 1's come through the turn. Lane 2 coming through the turn, did not cut off any buoys. All is good. Boat 3 on the inside, very good tight turn, very nice turn. Again, no penalties. These boats are really cleared out from each other. They're not bunching up, is a good sign. As we look down, we're still looking at some boats catching up. Boat 3 is catching boat 2, so boat 2 slowed down. Boat 3 is actually speeding up, so we're going to see some potential passing on the third turn. Coming to the out turn of number 1, everything looks good. Boat 4 is clean. That is boat number 4, the Fire Team. Boat number 5 right behind them is the Not Wimpy Women. Boat 6 is the Water Warriors. 7, Pinktastic, and at the top of the apex of turn 1 is boat number 8, Sink or Swim. Looking down at turn number 2, this is Sunshine Dragons dressed in yellow. They resemble the sun. Haha, Sunshine Dragons. Coming into the turn, and look at this. Like I mentioned, Flamazing Flamingos has caught boat number 2, the Fearless Friends. Because they caught them, the slower team goes to the right. Flamazing Flamingos coming on the inside. Right of way was given to the Flamazing Flamingos. That means they're the inside line, and the outside is going to be Fearless Friends. If Fearless Friends decides to move inwards to the inside line and cuts off boat number 3, boat 2 will get a penalty for impeding. But both teams are respecting each other. Boat 3 goes through the turn very cleanly, and we have another clustering right behind it, 4 and 5. Let's focus on boats 2 and 3 and make sure they don't collide. This is a good race. Now, boat number 4 has right of way. Boat number 5 does not have right of way. Why? And there's the mistake right there. There's going to be a potential 2-meter clearance, and let's see what happens with 4. 5 has to hold back. 5 cannot proceed into the turn. If 5 touches, there's going to be a penalty, and there is a penalty. Boat 5 touches boat 4, did not give clearance. Boat 5 should be penalized for not giving way. Boat 4 had the right of way entering that turn. Boat number 6, this is Water Warriors. So 5 over 4, 5 is penalized for the 2-meter clearance before the turn. So the head touches the tail. There was contact, and 5 made a mistake because 4 had the right of way, but they tried to squish in underneath boat number 4. Going back to the race, boat number 7 is coming through cleanly, and then boat number 8. That was kind of exciting. That's the first little touch and tap of a boat. And again, that would be normally penalized because 5 made a mistake. 4 had the right of way. Why? Because 4 was ahead. 5 did not have coverage, means that their head did not cover the tail before that 50-meter mark. 5 tried to squish in underneath and did not see the contact. Steersperson made a mistake, and where the drummer should have called her off, slowed the boat down, let 4 go first, 5 following. But what had happened is 5 continue on the course, and the head of 5 touches 4 through the entrance into turn number 2, as resulting in a penalty. Going back to the race, we're now looking down the race course. Lane 1's coming through. Everything's good. Lane 8's gone wide on turn number 2. Back on turn number 1, or turn number 3, we're looking at team 1 coming through the turn. Everything looks clean. There's no issues here. Boat number 3, who passed boat number 2, Amazing Flamingos, are now second. Second in the sense that they passed and lapped a team in front of them. So they've shaved off 15 seconds, plus they passed them by, I say, at least 3 boat lengths. So that's a good jump for Amazing Flamingos. Again, the goal here with 1K Racing is to pass teams. If you maintained the same starting position, you're probably in the middle of the pack, but the goal is if you pass a team in front, you pass 2, pass 3, you are in good shape. Coming through the turn is Flaming Flamingos, followed by lane number 2, the Fearless Friends. After that, we've got Team 4, Fire, Team 5, Not Wimpy Women, the Water Warriors, Pinktastic Dragons, and Sink or Swim. Coming to the finish line where boats can finish anywhere they want. You don't have to finish in any lane. The reason for that is you're looking for clear water where there is no what we call dirty water. Coming to the finish line with a very good commanding lead, this is boat number 1. Boat number 1 is the Sunshine Dragons. It does not mean they win. We still have to readjust the numbers of 15 seconds, ensuring that all teams adjust their start times with a 15-second interval, and based on the fastest time, we'll see who wins. Looking down the race course, and we have another collision occurring. We do have a collision. Boat number 8 has collided with the boat in front of them, causing the boat to cut in towards the official boat. The mistake is the last boat, boat number 8, should have held off and collided with the boat in front of them. There will be a penalty on there on turn number 3. We will wait for some video of see who that boat was, but that was a mistake on boat number 8 colliding with the boat in front. I just have to get a clearer view. Who caused the accident? When this occurs, what do you do? Well, first ensure that everyone's safe and they separate. Once you separate, you start your engines, you get down that start line as fast as you can. So right now, should separate. They don't need to go through the green buoy. They just proceed from where they are and finish the race. Coming through the finish line, that is 1-3-2. 1-3-2, followed by boat 4. And look at this. Boat 5 has caught boat 4. So boat 5 given some extra time here because they caught a boat in front of them, followed by boat 6. That means it's boat 8 and boat 7. So it looks like 8 hits 7 on the third turn, and they're coming through the turn. What does that mean? Does the other team get any advantage because they got hit? Well, that's determined by the race chief official. The chief official will listen to the information that's provided by the race officials, and from there, they will determine if there's any penalties or any bonus time. So from this, it looked like there was over 10 seconds of teams starting and stopping to try to reset themselves. So we'll see what they claim has happened, and we'll go from there. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you to all of you. That concludes the racing here in Sarasota, Florida. This is the first annual Unleash the Dragons, and we thank you for being here. Okay, I have to review this.